Are you ready, America? Listen closely because what I'm about to tell you is crucial as we head into this winter season. It's going to be a tough one, believe me. With the way things are shaping up, skyrocketing energy costs, threats to our power grid, and extreme weather expected across the board, not to mention the tensions brewing as we gear up for a very critical election season, it's clear we need to be prepared for anything. And by anything, I mean ensuring you and your loved ones stay warm and safe if, God forbid, the power goes out when you least expect it. Today, I'm here to talk straight about survival. No nonsense, just real tips that could save your life. We're not going to waste any time because, let's be honest, when disaster strikes, time is a luxury we might not have. First up, let's talk about something every American household needs to have stashed away: Mylar blankets and wool socks. Now you might be thinking, sure, those shiny space blankets. But folks, these are not just any blankets. Mylar blankets are critical in emergencies. They reflect 90% of your body heat back to you. Can you believe that? In extreme cold, this could literally be the difference between life and death. You need to stock up on these, and I mean yesterday. Grab brands like Swiss Safe or Go Time Gear, or whatever you can get your hands on. Make sure you have at least a couple for each person in your home. They take up no space, but their value in a crisis is immense. Now, pair those with a good pair of wool socks. Wool is practically a miracle fabric. It'll keep you warm even when it's wet. Imagine being caught in a snowstorm or just being stuck in a cold, powerless house. Wool socks are going to be your best friends. Brands like Darn Tough and Smart Wool aren't just socks. They're an investment in your comfort and safety. They're designed to withstand tough conditions, keep your feet dry, and above all, keep them warm. Number 2 on our survival list is all about locking that warmth inside where it belongs, because let's face it, when the grid goes down and the cold creeps in, your home's warmth is your fortress. Now, we all know windows are notorious for letting out heat. They're practically an invitation for the cold to come waltzing in. So what do? We fortify. And here's how. Start with heavy-duty thermal curtains. I'm not talking about those flimsy little things your grandma might love. No, sir. I'm talking thick, substantial, energy-saving warriors like Night Ice Town thermal curtains. These are your first line of defense. They're designed specifically to keep cold drafts out and seal the warmth in. Imagine this. By simply hanging these over your windows, you could cut heat loss by up to 25%. That's right. A whole quarter of your heat stays right in the room just by upgrading your curtains. In a blackout, that kind of insulation isn't just helpful, it's crucial. But we're not done yet. Let's take it up a notch with something you might not expect: bubble wrap. Yes, you heard that right. Bubble wrap, the same stuff you pop for fun, can be a game changer this winter. Just spray a bit of water on your windows and press the bubble wrap against it. What happens next is almost like magic. Each of those little bubbles traps air, creating an insulating barrier that keeps the heat from escaping. This isn't just a cheap trick, it's smart survival. This is the kind of hack that turns a regular home into a snug haven, and you can do it with just a few dollars and a trip to the hardware store. So folks, don't wait until you can see your breath inside your living room. Take these steps now. Install those thermal curtains and line your windows with bubble wrap. It's simple, it's effective, and it's going to make a huge difference. Number 3, reflective heat wall. Yes, you heard that right. Now, you don't need to be a master craftsman or a DIY whiz to pull this off. It's so simple, yet it can profoundly change how warm you stay this winter. Let's break it down. Heat has this annoying habit of escaping, and in the dead of winter, we need all the heat we can get. So what do? We use a little basic science and some everyday materials to trap that heat and send it right back where it needs to be, with you. Grab some cardboard and aluminum foil, and get ready to make a big difference with a small change. Take that cardboard and wrap it in aluminum foil, shiny side out. Why the shiny side? That's where the magic happens. That shiny surface is going to reflect the heat straight back towards you, almost like creating your very own sun inside your home. It's like having a solar panel, but for heat. And this isn't just for big heat sources. This trick works wonders with anything that gives off warmth. A portable heater, a kerosene lamp, Even a couple of candles can become so much more effective with this setup. Think about it. You're not building a sauna, but what you are doing is creating a cozy, warm pocket in your home that can literally be the difference between shivering through the night and sleeping snug and warm. Imagine setting up this reflective wall behind a small heater or some candles in a closed-off room. Instead of the heat just fading away into the cold, it bounces back towards you, multiplying its effectiveness and turning a meager heat source into a potent warmth provider. And don't just stop at one piece of cardboard. Why not go big? Line an entire wall, or heck, line a few walls and create a warm haven right in your living room. You could even set up a semi-enclosed space around your bed or living area to maximize the heat retention. Number 4. Clay flower pots. Yes, you heard right. Those terracotta pots you probably have out in the garden or tucked away in your garage. It turns out, they can be the unsung heroes of emergency heating. Here's the scoop. Terracotta clay has this incredible ability to absorb heat and then release it slowly over time, creating a steady, warm environment. This is not just handy. It's a game changer when you don't have a traditional heat source. What you need for this DIY project are a few simple items: a couple of clay pots, a metal tray, and some tea lights or canned heat. It's all about safe and sustainable heating, folks. Let me walk you through the setup. It's crucial to get this right for maximum efficiency. Start by placing your candles or heat cans on the metal tray. This is going to be your heat source. Then, take one of your smaller clay pots and invert it over the heat. You'll want to cover the drainage hole with a piece of aluminum foil to trap the heat inside the pot. But we're not stopping there. Take a larger clay pot and set it over the first one, propping it up slightly with bricks or stones to allow for some airflow. This creates what's essentially a heat chamber, and the way it radiates warmth into your room is just impressive. Now you might be thinking, it's just a clay pot, how much heat can it really produce? But let me tell you, once those pots heat up, they act like a mini furnace. It's almost like magic. The heat starts radiating out, and before you know it, you've turned a cold, uninviting room into a warm, cozy retreat. This setup is ideal for any room in your home, whether it's your living room where the family gathers, your bedroom for a warm night's sleep, or even a small bathroom to keep it cozy. It's particularly perfect for those chilly nights or when the power unexpectedly goes out. And the beauty of clay is that once it's heated up, it retains that warmth for hours, continuing to emit heat even after the tea lights have burned out. Number 5. Insulate your floor with rugs and blankets. Folks, let's talk about a hidden culprit in your home that's literally sucking the warmth right out from under you: your floors. That's right. When it comes to battling the cold, your floor is a heat-sucking monster, and it's something a lot of people overlook. But I'm here to tell you, there's a simple, immediate solution to this chilly problem. Insulate your floors with rugs and blankets. This move right here can boost your warmth like you wouldn't believe. Think about it. If you're standing, sitting, or even sleeping on a cold, hard floor, you're just handing your body heat over to the chill. That heat seeps right out of you and into the ground. But here's a game changer. Lay down some thick rugs. I'm talking about those heavy-duty wool rugs like the ones from Safavia. These aren't just nice to look at. They create a thermal barrier that traps cold air underneath and keeps your precious warmth right where it should be, with you. And if you don't have access to these fancy rugs, no worries at all. Let's get creative and practical. Layer up some blankets, old towels, whatever you've got that's thick and insulating. Fleece blankets are excellent for this. They're designed to trap heat. Wool blankets, even better. Pile them up on the floor, and you'll notice a dramatic increase in temperature, making those chilly nights a lot more bearable. Now, for those of you sleeping on the floor, this tip is crucial. Layering rugs or blankets not only keeps the floor from drawing heat out of your body, but also turns your sleeping space into a cozy cocoon of warmth. I recommend layering several. If you can double or even triple up, do it. The more barriers you put between you and the floor, the warmer you'll stay throughout the night. Number 6, seal doors with draft stoppers. Listen, if cold air is sneaking in under your doors, it's as bad as throwing your heat out the window. But the fix? It's laughably simple. Draft stoppers like a twin draft guard or holigma are cheap and effective. Slap one of these babies at the base of your door, and you might as well be telling the cold to take a hike. No more icy drafts, no more precious warmth seeping out. Don't have a draft stopper? No problem. Roll up an old towel, grab a blanket, or bunch up some socks, and block those drafts yourself. It's an easy, do-it-yourself solution that's surprisingly effective. And don't just stop at one door. Check every door in your house, especially those leading outside or to unheated spaces like basements. Even your windows can benefit from this trick. If you've already insulated them with bubble wrap, adding a towel or draft stopper on the sill can close off any lingering gaps. Number 7. Let's talk about creating a fortress of warmth for sleeping. Because let's face it, nothing's worse than shivering through the night when the power's out. Here's the deal. A high-quality sleeping bag designed for cold weather is your best friend when temperatures plummet. Brands like TE Sports and Marmot offer sleeping bags that are more like portable beds of warmth, rated for 0 degrees or even lower. Imagine slipping into one of these babies. Suddenly, the freezing room feels like a distant memory as you're enveloped in a cocoon of warmth. But maybe you don't have one of those fancy sleeping bags lying around. No problem. You can still craft a super warm sleeping area with blankets, lots of them. Start by laying a thick blanket under you to insulate yourself from the cold ground or mattress. Then pile on more blankets, choosing the thickest, most heat-trapping materials you have. Wool, fleece, you name it. Now wrap yourself up tight. Think of it like swaddling. No gaps, no drafts, just snug warmth all around you. And don't forget a hat or a scarf for your head. You'd be surprised how much body heat you lose from an uncovered head. Throw an extra blanket or even another sleeping bag beneath your sleeping area for an added layer of insulation. It's like building a warm little nest, and in a pinch, it could make all the difference. Number 8. Moving on to something a bit more robust. A kerosene heater. Now, for those living in areas where winters don't mess around, or if you're prepping for a serious long-term power outage, this is something you might want to consider. A kerosene heater like those from brands Duraglow and Sengoku is not your ordinary space heater. These powerhouses can warm up an entire room or even a small house with their impressive BTU output. However, with great power comes great responsibility. Safety is paramount when operating a kerosene heater. They need to be used in a well-ventilated area to avoid the dangers of carbon monoxide, a silent but deadly threat. Make sure you've got a window cracked or a door slightly open, even if it sounds counterintuitive. The heater will keep up the heat, but you need that fresh air exchange to stay safe. Never leave a kerosene heater unattended, especially not while sleeping. It's also crucial to stock up on high-quality kerosene before the winter rush. Once everyone else is scrambling, supplies won't last long on the shelves. Store your kerosene safely and ensure you're using the right type to prevent issues like clogging or harmful emissions. And always, always keep any flammable materials well away from the heater. Establish a safety zone around it. No clutter, no flammable items. Just clear space to let the heater do its job effectively and safely. So, what are you waiting for? It's time to get off the couch and into gear. Start stockpiling the essentials. Those Mylar blankets, the kerosene for the heaters, and yes, even those clay flower pot heaters we talked about. Get your home winterproof with those heavy-duty curtains and insulation tricks. This isn't about fear-mongering. It's about being prepared. Make the moves today to fortify your space, because when the storm hits, it's too late for regrets. It's too late for should-haves. It's about doing, or, quite literally, dying from the cold. The cold is relentless. It doesn't care if you didn't think it would be that bad. It doesn't pause for your excuses. We need to be smart, proactive, and ready. This isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving in the toughest of times. Secure what you need, button up your homes, and let's show this winter that we're tougher than it is. Stay smart, stay prepared, and above all, stay alive. Let's do this, America. Let's prepare to keep our homes warm and our families safe. Because when that cold wind blows, we'll be ready to face it, head on.